Good morning. I feel quite fortunate. I'm feeling much better already. However, I am still most definitely contagious. So today, since I'm feeling a little better, I thought that I would do a little bit of a challenge to entertain myself while I am stuck in quarantine. And I found this lovely pattern from the 1940s. It's called the New Jiffy Knit Blouse Made in One Day. And because it's advertised as made in one day, I knew I had to try if I could actually make it in a day. I have my little knitting box that I made myself right here. We've got some vintage tapestry yarn. It is currently 9:40 a.m. We'll see how long it takes me. I'm not a speed knitter, but I do think I'm relatively quick. Let's get started. So we're gonna start by casting on for the back. So I've got Oyster is the color. We are going to use this as the main color, and then I'm going to try to contrast it with blue from last time as the contrasting color. By the way, if you do a long tail cast on method like I do, sometimes you have to kind of try to guess to see where to start your long tail cast on, and especially with larger counts, you can be afraid of running out of room on your long tail. I recently learned this new method. I give myself a little bit of extra, like a finger length extra at the bottom, and then you wrap your tail around the thickness of your needle for the amount of stitches that you're supposed to cast on. And that should give you enough of a long tail to cast on, but hopefully not a ton extra. This has been really helpful though, so let's keep going. Nutella? You hanging out down there? It is now nearly 1:30 p.m. and I am done with the back up to the point where I'm now going to narrow for the armholes. Since it's 1:30 and I'm hungry, I'm gonna go pause this, grab myself something to eat. I'm starting to feel a little worse. I tend to feel a little bit worse in the afternoons and evenings. We'll see how far I can get. Della, do you want to take a break and go out some? Lunch was as good as it can be, given that I can't taste anything. I am back to knitting. I'm reducing for the armholes here at either side. We're almost done. I have to join in a new ball of the Oyster color, and it's making me kind of reconsider if I have enough yarn. This is kind of always the problem with vintage yarn. You never know if you have enough. However, I am still far away from that. I can either turn this into a vest like I did my last knit. I can see if maybe I can find some matches online, but that will make this definitely not a one-day knit because I'll have to wait for that yarn to come in if I can even find a match. But it is 2:30. We're still a ways away from having to worry about that, so I am just going to continue knitting on my back panel for now. The back panel is officially done. It is 3:30. I'm kind of liking how that smocking effect is coming out here in the stripes. I think it looks pretty cute. I didn't really choose the pattern because I love how it looked on the picture, but now that I'm seeing it in person, I don't hate it and I actually find it kind of cute. So the next thing is to start on the fronts and keep your fingers crossed that we won't run out of yarn. Honestly though, I might need to take a nap first. I'm pretty tired. We have a little roof terrace that I can go on if I put my mask on. Oh, I also might go up there in a little bit just to get a little bit of a change of scenery. It was lovely to be outside for a while, even though I did end up taking a nap there at the end instead of knitting. And yeah, I mean, nothing more exciting going on than just continuing to knit the 2 front panels. We made it, right, Nutella? Yeah. Oh, that's a big stretch, my lady. It is 6 o'clock and I just finished one of the 2 front pieces. Here's what the panel looks like. We have the armhole opening here and kind of the neck edge right here. 1/2 of the front done and second panel time. And we are done with the second half of the front. It is now 8:20. One really good thing about this so far is that I have finished both front panels and the back panel. We have the sleeves left, and I was worried that we wouldn't have enough yarn, and now I think we might have enough. I have a full bit of this oyster skein, as well as the majority of a second one. It's time to start on the sleeves, but first I think, Nutella, do you want to go outside a little bit? And then I'll get back to knitting. It is 10:40 at night. I just finished the first of 2 sleeves. I wasn't going to continue knitting. I was going to kind of call it at this point and say that yes, it's possible to jiffy knit a sweater in a day. Maybe if that's the only thing that you're doing in a day, and maybe if you're not sick. But I got this sleeve done and I'm kind of at the edge of my seat because I only have this much oyster left and I kind of want to see if I'm gonna make it or how close I can make it on the second sleeve. I really didn't think I'd get this far, but now that I'm this close and I'm probably gonna run out, I just want to see how far I can get. I think I've run out. I just got to right here, so this is the whole bit that I still need to do that I don't have the vintage yarn for. This is as a comparison as far as I got. We're going to call it a night. It's 11:30, so yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and head to bed. I think I have in my yarn stash some yarns that will match close enough to these so that I can finish off this sweater. So I will probably see you in a few days to finish up this project.
Well, hello! I have finally sat down again. A few weeks later, I'm feeling so much better. And I have a moment to sit down again with my sweater in a day, or my Jiffy knit sweater. We just ran out of yarn on the last sleeve, so I had just the last bit of the sleeve cap left. I dug through my stash of yarn. I found these 2 as contenders for the lighter color. 1 strand of each of these, kind of blend them together to make the match. And then I found this. This one's a little too thick, but it is, in my opinion, the closest match to that blue that I have of the vintage yarn. So I'm gonna go with it. It's the closest I got. I'll just skip ahead straight to the finished product. So you will see this and all these pieces fully knit up and knit together. While I didn't manage it, I do think that if the only thing you're doing in that day is knitting, it's possible to knit this sweater in 1 day. While I did run out of my vintage yarn, I don't think that patch on this shoulder looks too obvious, and I will definitely be wearing this cardigan in the future. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoy anything like these kinds of videos with vintage or antique knitting and other fiber crafts, please feel free to subscribe, and I'll see you all again very soon. Bye.